Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the Fat Guy Flies RC studios. FMS got in contact with me and they asked for me to review one of their gliders. So they said they're going to send me a very small glider for me to review. So I said, okay, I'll be glad to. Like I said, very small, very tiny. Basically, it's a UMX. Okay, now we're going to unbox and build, or disassemble, because there is no real build to this thing. You just basically snap it together. The 3 millimeter, it's itty bitty. The 3 meter Fox Power Glider. Okay, this sucker is absolutely mammoth. Huge, absolute huge plane. Let's get it turned over here real quick. All the descriptions will be in the description. All the descriptions, all the particulars, the motor size, wingspan. Well, it's over a 9-foot wingspan, I can tell you that. Everything will be in the description of the video. Now, I've already opened it up just to make sure that everything was okay in it, as far as I could tell. And yeah, this is what they sent me. So this is what we're going to attempt to open. Oh gosh, here in the man cave. But this thing is tiny. It's such a small, little minuscule toy plane. Well, it is a toy plane, but it's a tiny thing. All right, let's, I need more man cave in my man cave. So, all right, let's open this bad boy up. Of course, you got your manual. All right. Let's get our knife here. And like I said, this is going to be just a simple assembly, because there's no screws or there's really nothing involved. I mean, the thing literally snaps together. Okay. Now, I'm not sure what this is. It's some sort of plate. I don't really know what that is. Alright, let's see. Now, you got this club. Gigantic Wingspan. I mean, what is this thing, like 5 feet, 6 feet long? Okay. Everything, of course, is packed to where it would fall off the back of a truck. Big, huge double connection for your elevator. Quick connects, just pops right in. There are no, you don't have to plug the servos in, it just connects right there. Quick connection, makes for a very simple field assembly. All right, look at this elevator. Look at this rudder. Look at how mammoth this thing is. And that, even though there's a decal there, you could easily just cut that decal and take that out and service your servo if you needed to. All metal geared servos. Simple, quick connects on the wings. Well, plug in, but once you on the wings and on the quick connects on the wings, quick connects here. Some heavy duty servo connectors. Nice wheel there. And you pull this pin when you slide in your elevator. Pull that in, lock it in place. It connects right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Looks like another. Who knows what that's for? Oh, I bet you that's for the end of it. I bet you that's for the end of it. Yeah, probably for the end of the fuselage. Okay, got one mammoth wing. Oh, just so you know, this box weighs over 18 pounds, so it's a heavy. It's a heavy. Look at the wheel there on the end of that wing. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to be able to put this together completely in the man cave. There's just no way. But real simple wing connects on the end there. They're just going to pop in. Now, real important, when you pop these in, like a lot of these gliders, like on the Cabuz and other ones, see those quick connects? They have a real strong spring where they want to go out. Well, if they're not out, where this was toward the back of the wing, this is toward the front of the wing, this wing will not pop together. It will not go together. Okay, and next thing you know, your wing's going to come flying off, And you're going to have a very bad day because you just lost a $500 plane. Because that's what this is, $499. Now, they might have it on sale by the time this video comes out because of the holidays and everything, but all I know is it's $499. Here's the other wing. Huge mammoth wing spar already in there. Goes all the way out here to this wheel out here. I mean, this sucker is huge. This is by far the largest model I own. It may be it's definitely the biggest wingspan for sure. Okay, we'll put that there. Can't believe I'm even opening this thing up inside of here. Okay, now talk about your cardboard, your styrofoam coffin. I think I could crawl, if this wasn't for all the center sections, I think I could crawl in this thing. All right, let's get the fuselage out. I mean, this sucker is huge. Mammoth. It's tiny. It's tiny. I think I'll have to call it Mighty Mite. All right, I'm going to have to, before I start dropping everything here. All right, let that just kind of lay there like that. No damage over here. I mean, this sucker's huge. It's huge. Look at this thing. Look at how big that is. Got that big old wheel underneath. Plenty of cooling for your ESC there. That is one big wheel. Big wheel. It's a big wheel. Okay. Oh, wow. Got big old battery bay. Big old battery bay. You have reverse thrust, but why would you need it on a glider? EC5 connector. Everything's labeled. Got plenty of room. I mean, you can put your arm in here. Got a carbon fiber spar going down the side to give it rigidity. Okay. I wish these had springs on to keep that closed. That would be nice. That motor is on there. Nice white painted prop. That's nice. Okay, so let's... You know what? We're going to have to move this to the garage. All right. Let's take a break. We'll get all our parts out. Take a break. We'll get everything moved out the garage, and we'll continue this assembly. Alrighty. We can continue on with this assembly, and let's go ahead and knock out the tail feathers. Now, you're going to have the smaller spar in the kit. Looks like that. You're going to see that hole right there. I'll put that in there just like this. Now, this particular part, I will not be undoing. Then once I get this part together, I'm going to leave it alone. You're going to take the end of your fuselage. Okay, like I say, you could do this part at the field, but here, hopefully you can see this, because I don't have a monitor in here to tell what you're seeing, if I'm seeing it right. Okay, but you're going to connect this part here, and you're going to hook up your elevator and your rudder. The servo leads are marked, but the way this is sitting, I'm going to need to pull this out. They have locking mechanisms there, the locking servo leads. Go ahead and get this started, that way it can hold it in place. I'm going to grab my, now that's okay if that rotates. I'm going to grab my elevator, and grab my other one, it's elevator. Remember polarity, light to light, dark to dark, elevator, elevator, okay. Get that locked in there. Okay. Like I say, you could do this at the field, but this is has a nice, satisfying, locked-in feel to it. I can feel it lock in, so I know it's in there. Okay, remember, light to light, dark to dark's always your polarity. I cannot preach that enough. Okay, and these have these locking pins, so it's not going to come undone. Just make sure. Yeah, it's got that. You could probably almost have heard that. Okay. And I'm going to fish those wires. There's a crevice right there where your wires will fish in there. Those connectors can fish in there. Because it's a very, and this is all hard plastic. And okay, there's keys where it's going to rotate and lock into place. Just got to get them wires stowed first. Okay. Make sure that's all stowed out of the way. Okay. Might help to, start thinking about it. I bet you I could go down there, probably pull them wires. Elevator and rudder. I'll bet you I can, yep, just like I thought. I can pull them through to help make that just a little bit easier. Yep. Now that's a pro tip. I don't charge extra for that. Okay, go ahead and just pull them through. That way they're not bunching up on you. Okay. And we're going to fish all that in there. And you're going to see how it rotates in place. Pull the little pin here. Okay. Keys in. Push that back. Okay. If this does not push forward, there. See that? There, watch. Listen. Hear that? That's in there. That's locked in there now. And remember, pull them wires through to help you get them bunched up out of the way. Okay? That takes care of that. Now let's turn our attention to the elevator. All right. As you can see, this is another part I would leave done here. I wouldn't do this. I would leave this alone. See them channels? Them channels where my finger is? There's channels right there. Okay. FBI calls that a clue. See that black connector in the front? And there's a black connector there. Okay, these are going to just go right in that channel. You can't screw it up. All right, pull this little pin here. You're going to hold this down. Okay, hold that down. And let that whole thing slide in there. Yeah. See? Now, that, I don't know if you heard there was a little click there. Shouldn't be able to. I'm trying to push it back. It is not coming back. Okay. So, and see, this is the part I'll leave the tail feathers on. I'll have a big rubber band around the front of this motor to keep that rubber or propeller down, and I'll stand this in the corner. Okay. Now, the wings. Couldn't be more simple. Take this huge walking stick club you've got for a wing spar. Go ahead and, I like it when there's things like this. I just like to twisting action to push it through. Okay. Okay. This wing here is the one we're going to need. So my right wing. All right. Man, this sucker's huge. This is not a small model at all. Not small at all. Not small at all. Okay. I'm going to push that swing spar to the stopping point. Hear that? That's the stopping point. Okay. I felt that first one kick in. That second one clicked in. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my hand underneath that wing spar, or underneath that wing there. I'm going to fish this wing over. Hold it in place. Piece of foam there, you don't want to get that caught in there. Let that fish in there. It may be a little stiff first time. Okay, now I want to hear that click in. Okay, now I heard it click in, but it was kind of faint. You may not have heard it. So let's turn this beast over. Okay, now we want to make sure that this peg here is all the way back and this peg here is all the way forward, and that way that I know that wing's on. And then I want to make sure this peg here is all the way forward and this peg here is all the way back, and I know that wing is on. Okay, so now let's, wow, take one wing and put it up in the rafters here, okay, because I want to prove to you that wing is on there, okay, and I'm pulling on the other wing. Yeah, this is wow. This is not a small plane, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous plane, okay? All right, now, the way you're going to launch this thing, I have no problem launching this. You see where I got my hand? Right behind that wheel, okay? Gonna have my transmitter here, about half throttle, and I'm just gonna chunk it forward, okay? Just a nice strong chunk, maybe slightly up, okay? But yeah, this is gonna be an easy flying plane, very aerobatic. I mean, it's got some huge control surfaces. We'll go over rate, all my settings and my rates and everything after the maiden, because with this plane here, you've got it together, you've seen it, okay, you've seen how I got it. I want to fly it, and you go, wow, okay, that's great, looks great, and then I'm going to show you the rates. That way, you just saw those rates in action. You just saw what I did, and that way you know it's proven. I'll be running, and then we'll go over CG and everything after the maiden. And but more than likely, I'm probably going to do like 30% throws over 100% throws, 30% expo, and then the flaps I'll work out. If there's a called out flap mix in the book, then I'll use it. If not, otherwise I'll just just whatever feels right. I might even do a flight mode, but more than likely I'll do some sort of a mix. That way I can explain it to you. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's a different pilot. I haven't seen him before. He's got such a serious look on his face. So, all right, folks, there you go. This is the tiny UMX Fox 3 meter from FMS. FMS, thank you so much for sending this out to me for review. I can't wait for the weather to get better to where I can take this thing out and actually fly it. I don't think I'll have any problem seeing it, given the size of how mammoth this thing is, and actually taking the wings off and how simple the thing puts together. Storage really won't be an issue, and that's a big issue with me right now. All right, well, God bless y'all. FMS, thank you again, and we'll see you out in the field. And don't forget, God is good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then big old gliders. We name them Tiny. Bye.